I'm going live, or I am live. Oh. Yeah. Correct. Hello, how you doing, Divine Taste? I am in a funky place, and I'm gonna explain why. I'll try to explain why. This is an Aquarius rant. So I won't be consulting the tarot cards. I am talking about a subject matter. And I'll begin to speak about it in just a minute because I'm in a real funky mood. I guess the first thing I should say is that we should always protect our portals, our eyes, our ears, and different things. Just anything that is a intake device, a part of our physical body, because whatever we're exposed to can really impact us. Sometimes it's positive, and other times it's negative. And I've been really deeply and negatively impacted by what I'm going to share here today. Now, the other day, an American rapper, DMX, or what's his name, I think it's Earl Simmons, passed away. I think that was April 9th. On that same day, the Queen Elizabeth II spouse passed away. Her husband passed away. His name is Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, passed away. And something was on me then to look at DMX's birth chart as well as Prince Philip's birth chart. And so a part of this live stream is going to be talking about the life and death, just a brief summary of the life and death of both DMX and Prince Philip. I'm going somewhere with this. This is an Aquarius rant. There's no order to it. And the only notes I have are my birth chart interpretations. I'm not going to go, step by step in detail about my, breaking down the birth chart. I'm just going to tell you what I found. And I don't even know how to articulate or talk about what I'm going to talk about because I just decided to go live after one other thing I'm going to talk about tonight. After I completed watching an Amazon Prime series called Them. Yes, THEM. Very simple title. And this program or series, Them, was written by, where's that person's name? Why? It should be easy to find. This is an Aquarius rant, so I'm just taking my time. And do ask you to ride the wave with me, if you will. I do think I'm going somewhere with it. By Little Marvin. Little Marvin. Let's see. Reading from Google search relative to the Amazon series Them, which I guess let me read. Them is an American horror drama streaming television anthology. I'm not saying that right. Anthology. Oh, who cares?
Anthology.
Anthology, a published collection of poems or other pieces of writing, a publication collection of songs or musical composition issued in one album. That's what anthology is. Word I did not know how to pronounce. Anthology. So the Amazon series Them is an American horror drama streaming television anthology series created by Little Marvin and executive producer by Lena Waithe. And so I just viewed it. It came out, premiered on April 9th of this year of 2020. And I was anticipating watching it. I had never heard of it. Right before I went live, I Googled them in order to find out who created it because it was so provocative, and I know it has to be controversial or will be. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about that program. Um, summarize it and compare it to DMX and Prince Philip, the life and death of DMX and Prince Philip. It all goes together. There's a subliminal, I'm using the word subliminal because of I just got a lack of better words. My vocabulary is not that extensive, but it's like a subliminal message being sent to the audience. And anywho, I was going to say something else. What should I start with? What I learned about this series, Them, which is one, it seems like it's just one season, intentionally, one season, 10 episode program, is that it actually came out in 2004. Was that what I saw? I think it originally came out June 3rd, 2004. I have never heard of this series at all. Not at all, until it was announced on Netflix. So I guess I'll start with a summary of the rapper DMX based on my birth chart interpretation. What I learned about DMX is that, how can I say, he who DMX or Earl Simmons, I don't even know how to do it. DMX, his life, because remember, I'm sharing what I learned in my birth chart interpretation about him, is that when he came into this world and took on his physical vessel that we knew as DMX, he was immediately, I want to say, cursed is a strong word, but impaled to have reoccurring restrictions surrounding his different type of partnerships. Whenever I talk about partnerships, I'm talking about intimate partnerships, business partnerships, and all different types of partnerships. There's always some type of restriction there for him, just because he came into this world. Let's see. And so as DMX, he had to, of course, interact with another or others, whoever it may be, his mom, his dad, whoever, his girlfriend, his wife, his children, whoever he worked with in the music industry. He had to work with them first. And then there had to be these dynamics established in each of these type of partnerships. We all have it. I'm probably not saying that well. I can't even see. Hold on, let me get back here. Hi, how you doing tonight? So just like all of us, we have these partnership dynamics set up, and they're based on the type of partnership we're having. Again, if you got a partnership dynamic with yourself, with your spouse, with your significant other, your boss, all these dynamics, and they vary. But for him in particular, it was like a necessity. I'm not talking about this quite right. I'm trying to give you an interpretation of his birth chart, and I don't want to go in detail. Let me see. DMX, try to summarize it. DMX, he always wanted to, based on his birth chart, show that he was an individual. He wanted to show what was unique about him. And he wanted to do so through some form of communication. And we know, if you know of him, he was an American rapper. And so he wanted to convey to his audience his life and what he went through. And, he wanted to basically be truthful with his audience. And he really, really pushed to accomplish that. Now, DMX had a very difficult upbringing. He was abused. He was put in foster care, all kind of things. He ended up on drugs. What he was searching for his whole life was to belong, to actually have a tribe, a crew, a brotherhood, the sisterhood, people that he could depend on and they him. He had a deep level, how he had the capacity to be highly loyal to a tribe. What am I trying to really get out? Because this is an Aquarius rant, no order, just stumbling everywhere, talking, sharing, because I feel kind of messed up right now after what I have, taken in. That's all he wanted. He wanted to belong. He wanted to work in union. Can I help you? Okay, y'all be very careful in the rain.
It's not raining right now.
I think it's just okay. Make sure you take the garbage out. Be very careful. Okay. Anywho, he wanted to, be able to work with people like himself, like minds. Again, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, and his life again was so challenging it was like literally tearing him apart. And he finally gets his success in like 1991, but the damage is done to him. The abuse, the poverty is done to him. He does get to be a part of a crew of like-minded people that's interested in music and rap and rapping, that style of music. But it doesn't matter because it is great in one way, but he was damaged. The whole point I'm talking about is all the abuse and trauma he went through. He was a damaged individual in the deepest part of his psyche and his soul. And so I'm just leave it like that. Now, talking about Prince Philip. Prince Philip's life was the total opposite. Why am I talking about this? Because I realized, I said, okay, if astrology is real, then there is the people that are born on the same day have something in common. And people that die on the same day have something in common. And so I looked at DMX birth chart and Prince Philip birth chart to see what was the similarity. And what I saw is that their similarity, their lives and deaths were representation of the social duality that exists in our physical world. That is to say, the haves and have-nots. So DMX story, life and death, is about a person that have not. DMX, again, was torture and torment over the course of his life, even though he always had a purpose for himself. And he did get to realize it. But anyway, I want to say the damage was done to him. He was traumatized. I'm talking about on a spiritual level. He died at the age of 50. That's what that life journey in this physical realm brings. Torture and torment and dying at the age of 50. How can I say this? Well, on the other end of the spectrum, the half represent Prince Philip as the proxy or the representative of the halves. He died at 99 years old. He had everything that DMX wanted for himself, which was that crew, the tribe. He was born into it. He was wealthy. He was cared for. And then when he married Queen Elizabeth II, he was able to be, I don't know what it's called, I'm going to just use the term, I know it's wrong, canonized from his royal family into her royal family. It wasn't to break down or anything like that. Everybody in the half section, represented by Prince Philip, all had a common agenda. And the agenda is real funky, and we all know about it, and I'm going to talk about it. With DMX, even though he had the same desire, oh man, for the same things as like Prince Philip, even though I'm sure they didn't know each other, they never crossed paths. I'm talking about the dynamics in this physical realm, the duality in this realm, and what their lives and death represent. It represents that duality of the haves and the have-nots, and what the outcome could be, and what it really looks like, a full storyline for the haves and the have-nots. As mentioned, I pointed out that DMX died at 50, while Prince Philip died at 99. Why? Because that's the result of the have-nots. Where the haves, the result is they get to live much longer. Let me stop. I know it ain't making no sense. This is an Aquarius Rant. Let me stop and talk about this program I just watched, Amazon Prime's series, Them. That came out originally in 2004, never heard of it, and now it's been premiered on Amazon this year, about a few days ago. Anyway, I done binge watched all 10 episodes. Let me tell you what it was about. Oh my God, it's so deep. How can I sum it up? It's about African Americans in the 50s moving on up, coming from down south. Oh, you gotta watch on. Coming from down south, getting a job with, like I always talk about the big three of the factories. So now they can begin to like build a quality of life for themselves. The person that wrote or produced this series, Them, is very skilled in their field of production, writing, whatever. Because they were able to convey the spirits that dwell in people. That stuff I talk about on my channel. Or demons that dwell in people being haunted by, different spirits. I can't even describe it. Why? But why am I talking about this program? I have opened myself up, exposed myself unknowingly to information that has scarred me, for real, scarred me. It's not that I didn't know. I didn't know that there are haves and there are have-nots. Now, Prince Philip, as mentioned, represents the haves. And in his birth chart, it talks about how he's a part of a tribe, a crew, a clan of people that have the same mindset. Every day, their mind is bent on maintaining their superiority. Period. That's all they care about. That's all they think about. There is a high unspoken hierarchy in their congregation, their group, their tribe. There's an unspoken hierarchy where they don't ask questions. They know they role, sit in your role, and based on their position in the hierarchy determines the extent or the extreme or the contents of vital information they receive. Meaning, he knew some stuff. He knew a whole lot more than the have-nots, but he ain't know all. Excuse me. That those that sat over him, excuse me, in the hierarchy knew. Like his wife, Queen Elizabeth II. You got to remember, the Philip guy, Prince Philip, was married in. So he wasn't exposed. Ooh. Hold on, y'all. I'm so upset. I'm choking. I literally am choking. You are witnessing me choke. I'm so upset. what Prince Philip cared about, remember, it's this, excuse me, unspoken hierarchy that exists within his congregation amongst his kind. But what he demanded to know and what he wanted to know and what he was allowed to be in the know about was who he had supremacy or power over, and to what extent could he like bend their will or control that like underneath him. You know, hey, yeah, he was a monster. That's what I'm saying. These monsters live long, and that's back to man. I wish I really knew how to talk about any of this. I'm just really upset, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm upset. Let me tell you why I'm upset right now. Because I really feel like that which I've exposed myself to, not knowing that I'm exposing myself to something that's going to upset me. The other day, I did the birth chart with DMX about 2 or 3 days ago. Then I did Prince Philip yesterday. And I saw the duality in it, the haves and the have-nots. And I was like, oh, funky Prince Philip, funky mother sucker. And I'm like, oh, you know, poor DMX, a person who is a product of their environment, you know what I'm saying? And already know, the interesting thing is like, DMX already knew who he was. He already knew his alternate ego. Remember, he's Earl Simmons born. He becomes DMX to his fans. And so he already knew who he was. He already knew the alternate ego. He already knew the power of the power his words carry, and you know, in rapping and things like that. He knew this, but could you imagine knowing that from birth? Well, as soon as you become conscious, but not being able to harness in on your talent because you're a product of your environment, and then coming through and being abused and misused, and I mean just having a horrible experience. And mind you, DMS is a proxy or a representative for a percentage of the population. There are a lot of people that have gone through that, boys and girls, men and women, you know, gone through that. And not being able to reach your fullest freaking potential because of people like Prince Philip. You know, Prince Philip. Now, this is what I'm talking about now. Catch this, because I know I'm all over the place. This is Aquarius Rant. I'm talking about it because this is the message that's being pushed out at one time, simultaneously, in the month of April of 2021. We had, and it's out of our human control, I mean, somewhat, when it comes to life and death. So, I don't know how to say it. What's the chances? I'll try to say it like this. What's the chances that DMX dies on the same day as Prince Philip, and vice versa, and they're total opposite ends of this polarity I'm talking about, during the same month? And was it the same day that they released this demo? What did they, hold on. Yeah. Stop it. Stop it. See, this is, I'm telling you, this is subliminal, for lack of better words. This is subliminal messaging being pushed out to the audience. What am I saying? I just look, it just dawned on me. Remember, them Suppose that came out 2004. Never heard of it. The other day or last week, I saw an announcement that it was, you know, something coming new to Amazon Prime. Them, you know, and they had the trailer. I said, oh, I can't wait to watch that. It came out April 9th. The same, April 9th, 2021. The same day that it was announced that DMX died and Prince Philip died. The message that is in the movie, I mean, that series Dim, is the same message, the polarity between Prince Philip life and death and DMX life and death. It's the same thing, is what I'm saying. So I'm saying, hey, the powers over entertainment or something are pushing an idea to the audience. I can't say to the world, because I don't think the whole world knows about DMX. It's a greater chance that the world knows more about Prince Philip than DMX, or at least is aware. And then not everybody knows about them, just people that are, so I guess, the series Them, except for people that may have, been aware of it when it came out in 2004, and now those that are members of Amazon Prime and choose to view it. But I'm sure if I look, I don't even want to look no deeper, that these type of messages are coming in from different angles. What's the chances? Are y'all getting, am I making this make sense at all? So this program then is about the African American family that stays down in North Carolina, I think in the 1950s. North Carolina, I think. And they live in a little best life, humble life. And see, everything is really racially, racially seasoned. And I don't want to be provocative or try to, provoke any violence, but that which is being fused into the audience's mind is provocative. It has the potential, especially since most people aren't conscious and aware of what is being projected. I'm going to use that term, projected upon them. So let me stop. Maybe I can, make this make more sense if I go ahead and talk about this series called Them. Anyway, the story starts with this African-American family who is living a best little humble lives in, North Carolina. The father decides to take his children to the show, leaving the wife and the young baby behind. It's some hillbillies, I'll say, come to the house and ends up raping the woman and killing their baby. Some time passed by. The father gets an offer for work in Los Angeles. Y'all check it out. And I'm telling you, this person really was creative. Compton, California. And the status of Compton, California, at least since the 80s when the crack epidemic hit. That take me to the program called Snowfall. I can't even finish watching it. Now, I'm jumping all over the place as an Aquarius Rant. I'm like really upset when I say I know I got to go in prayer and meditation when I get off here, but I just had to share this to make y'all aware. If y'all see any of this stuff, safeguard your soul and your mind, because I feel like we are being primed for something. We're being primed for something. Anyway, I jumped to the movie. I wasn't planning on talking about it. The series, Snowfall. I can't remember where I saw Snowfall. It might have been Netflix or something. I don't know, Hulu. I think it was Netflix. Snowfall, which focuses on, I do believe, California during the introduction of crack cocaine, and would it, take you on that whole wild ride. And I binge watched for the first 2 seasons or something, 3 seasons, whatever it was, and I had to do like this, like just cringe and force myself to watch it. Why did I cringe and force myself to watch it? Because I'm sitting over here bored during the pandemic. Like, watch it. You can do it, Nancy. You can do it. But I know seeing that type of imagery of drugs and the demise of like my people, or any people for that matter, but especially my people, disturbs me on a deep emotional, psychological, and spiritual level. So it's very difficult for me to watch those type of programs. Anyway, I got a couple of seasons down. It was time not too long ago, a few months ago, for season 4. I can't go back. I can't take no more. It's just too much. I'm still living out, just as everybody around me, living out the residual effects of that reality. And okay, they got a program about it. Can't even mess with it. So now Them comes. So I'm watching them, the family, the father gets this opportunity to for a job to become an engineer for one of the main factories up north. Well, I ain't north, out west. What is that out there in California, wherever that is? And so he takes it. Him and his family drive across country from North Carolina to Compton, California. This was when Compton, California was all white, all white. It was a perfect little, community, and people living their best quality of lives. This is when the factories, the big three I always talk about, was up and percolating, and they had built middle class was built, and then they started bringing black, people was migrating from down south or whatever, and then they start going into the factory or coming back from war. Let me talk about it. I'm all over the place. Aquarius Rant. When I say you are experiencing a very upset person, anywho, protect your portals. The father, I have to say, is also like a vet. I want to say maybe a Vietnam vet or something. So he got PSTD. What is it called? PSTD before PSTD was, sanctioned. He got it. He's suffering that. His wife helping him through it. And then, they on a second child at time. She coached him through it. Then the stuff happened with the hillbillies coming to murder their baby and rape her. So he nursed her through it. Then they get this opportunity. So they move from down there to over to Compton, California in the 50s. First black second black family in that community. And the local natives, I'll say it like that in order not to be provocative or controversial, the local natives didn't like it, of course. And so that's what the story's about. And what the story ends up revealing, I'm talking about the series Them, is the spiritual impact these the spiritual impact upon this African American family on an individual basis. They all had their ghosts. They all was haunted. They all was doing battle, and they was overcoming it. But it was the local natives that kept that were so vicious and violent and hateful, and they were just doing the most cruelest things to them. And so you're getting to see the spirits on these local natives, they neighbors, and all the nasty things they did. And it what they call it, not incubated, amplified this African Americans already deep seated wounds. The Chiron, the wounded healer in astrology, they deep wounds to impose upon their psyche and in their soul. I'm talking about deep. I'm talking about the father had a spirit of blackface following him and antagonizing him. And the little daughter, the little girl, school age, just learning to read, she had a old mean teacher spirit just antagonizing her. The high school daughter had a Caucasian young girl antagonizing, but it was a spirit. It was just so deep. And so they my whole point, what am I talking about it? The local natives of Compton, California in the 1950s, they had the ideal life. Middle class Americans. They didn't want to share. They didn't want to share. And they did everything in their power, including murder. Even the family's dog, they didn't care. In order to keep this African American family from being in pursuit of their best life. Prince Philip, that was his ideology. His whole crew, his whole clan, that's what his birth chart talk about. Even talk about it in Queen Elizabeth chart. Their whole clan is about making sure that the underdog don't get up. That's what they spend their life doing. Ensuring that their that their lineage continues to be prosperous and stay in power and suppress those not like themselves. That's what they talk about. DMX is the product of that result, of that suppression. And what am I saying? I'm saying, hey, I only know about Prince Philip death, and I only know about DMX death because of media, because of entertainment. I only know of the series Them because of this entertainment. And through the medium of entertainment, there is a message being sent to the audience. And it's not good to me. Now I know if I say some things, YouTube going, I want to say some stuff, but I already know YouTube. Everybody know YouTube. It's intentional. It's intentional. It's intentional. But I'm going to say it anyway. They going to do what they going to do. This is an Aquarius rant. And I'm going to read the chat in a minute. Y'all know if I ain't got my glasses on, I can't see. Last year, throughout 2020, up until even election, presidential election, I think many people were concerned in the United States that there might be a race war. And no matter what we saw, on the news or in any reports we got, overall, people didn't fall for it. They didn't fall for it. Everybody not evil. But there are some people out here that's really been trying to provoke, it seems, hatred. Hatred and division and all, what I'm trying to say without saying too much. And it didn't go well. They ain't getting it done on a broad scale for the purpose that they want it done. I guess to have an excuse to control the masses overall, to maybe, execute AI law enforcement over the people. I don't know. But it didn't work. It hasn't been working. Not fast enough, not broadly enough. Everybody not hateful like that. But this type of subliminal messaging I'm talking about coming in, get down in your soul, go in your psyche. I didn't live DMX life. I did not live like that family in that movie, them. I didn't live no life down in South Carolina coming from bare feet. I didn't have that kind of life. So what I'm saying, I don't know that. I don't know the wound personally. It's a generational wound, or not even a generational, I'm sorry, a cultural wound that I share. I feel it. I feel, don't cry, Nancy, because I see it. I see it plain as day that the powers are playing with us. I made the live stream talking about the powers are using our perception and perspective against us. Here it is again. And we don't know. We aren't aware of this. What else could it be? What else could it possibly be that this is what they're promoting, the idea that there are, again, I don't want to be provocative or rude to anyone, because everybody not like that. That all Caucasians are as depicted like in the movie Them, or all Caucasians had an ideology or mindset of Prince Philip or Hitler, because these are the messages that's been coming through. Whether it's through the astrology, through again media, even through the trending deaths. This is what's coming through. This is the message that's coming through. How to say? I was just not too long ago, I did a live, and I was talking to the LBGTQIA community. I said, hey, y'all, the powers are telling sexual deviance with y'all community. That's why y'all catch your problems. I finally saw it. See it clear as day. Now, the powers are like, I ain't being funny. I feel like, and y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I can't see my flaws. I'm a Christian woman, Christian Baptist, whatever you want to put all of them on the lap. I'm that. I'm not a hateful person. You know, I'm just like anybody else. I have the potential for hate, disdain, violence, but I choose not to be. And so, what am I saying? When I say this, please don't take offense. But it seems like to me, after what I've been experiencing, hey, the powers are attempting to provoke hatred toward Caucasians. I can't see it no other way. Now, after what I've experienced. Now, the real crazy thing, when I talk about Prince Philip and DMX, most people ain't looked at their life in depth, in the depth that I have. This, I didn't do it for y'all. Y'all know I'm trying to cut it down. This is DMX birth chart interpretation. This one is Prince Philip's. I spared y'all all the details. I spared y'all all of it. And so what I'm saying, people, and most people don't go through people's birth chart like a creep, trying to see into what's really going on. However, you get this sense, you get this understanding. We know that DMX is supposed to have died due to a heart attack from taking too much drugs. Why was he taking drugs? Because he was psychologically effed up from his life experiences. Well, Prince Philip, total opposite. Again, it's the haves and the have-nots. So my point is, even though it's not, you don't know a person may not know all the details of like DMX life, the fine, intricate details. You get the idea. You get the idea with the rough ride, the dogs, the barking, the way he rapped, the way he walked, the way he presented himself, the reports we get on him, the lifestyle he lived. You get the idea. Or you have an idea of what kind of life experience create a particular type of person. Same thing for Prince Philip. You get an idea. You ain't got to know every detail of his life, but you get the idea what type of life, scenarios played out for him to even be the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, to sit in his social, to have his social standing or position. You get the idea. So you see what I'm talking about, Subluminal? And they just happen to be announced, at least, to have died on the same day. And as mentioned, then this program, Them, comes out on the exact same day. Not too long ago, a few months back, when I was reading the astrological alignments, the alignments were saying the powers are using all of their psychological manipulation and social engineering tactics in order to manipulate the people, the masses. The stars then said, of course, those tactics and things are different depending on your demographics. Demographic as far as land base or country, as well as race and nationality, but they all being executed simultaneously. What am I talking about? I'm saying, so what's taking place here, that we might be experiencing in the United States is not the same thing that's being experienced maybe in Europe or Russia or China or wherever. They have their own specified social engineering tactics, on the move. Ours are very unique. Very unique. Oh, y'all, we got to watch out. Number one, protect your portals, because it got to get down in you. What am I talking about getting down? These messages, the subliminal messages, seeping in, they get down into you and they impact you. Why is this bothering me? Again, I ain't had the lifestyle of DMX or even Prince Philip. You know what I'm saying? But it's the cultural wound. The whole history of Africans and slavery and even, I don't know who I am. Look at my color. I don't know who I am. I'm black. I was told I'm a little Indian from the grand folks, a little Indian here. I must got a little white somewhere. We got some real life folks. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I have this strong, or it's my primary or base connection is to the black community, the black culture. And so whatever has happened, my whole point of talking about, I don't know who I am. If the Indians, the American Indians, were, destroyed and abused, I may very well be suffering from some of the cultural trauma, because somebody told me, my grandma told me, you got a little Indian in you. It's somewhere in here. If I'm mixed with, I don't know what else, of a Filipino island person, if they were colonized, they land brutally taken over, I haven't culturally impacted me. I do know I'm black, and I am impacted by that which has happened to my black people, whether it was slavery, I don't know, redlining as far as housing, I don't know, having to not be able to earn as much and can't have the best, have the opportunity to live our best lifestyle freely without being, if I talk about stuff, YouTube gonna get mad, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Having crucifixes burning in the yard, all these things that have happened over, the history, it impacts me. I done heard about it. I done seen the pain. I told you I done had older friends that used to pick cotton in fields. You know what I'm saying? So I done heard the stories, and it impacts me. So when I see stuff like this, imagine, and I'm talking about subconscious wounds here that I'm dealing with. At least I'm aware. I'm nosy. I tell y'all that. I'm nosy about that which is outside of me as well as inside of me. I'm nosy about that what you can see and what you can't see. So what am I saying? I'm quite aware and conscious. I really sense things, and I decode things. I can't help it. It's just me. I tell you, it's me. It's my nature. It's my character. And so when I get these type of subliminal messages that start hurting me, I ain't being funny. After I watched them, I was like upset. I was ready to get violent and vengeance, and I had to breathe. The whole thing out, even after I read Prince Philip and DMX birth chart, I was like, whoa, that's real. It's in a birth chart. It's real. Yeah, I done seen it. I done experienced it. I done heard of it. And now I read it in the birth chart. My whole point is like I'm being hit with being hit by Holyfield, or what's the other man name? The boxer, Mike Tyson, something like a combo or something with this subliminal messaging that's coming in. Protect your portal. I'm telling you, pay attention. They are provoking us on a subconscious level. Because what? 2020, they couldn't get it started the way they wanted to. I'm telling you, I really feel like based on it, now I don't want to tell y'all to watch the stuff. And that's why I ain't going into a whole lot of detail about these folks' birth charts and stuff. Because I don't want to be the one that entices a person to have negative, emotions and a negative emotional response. But I'm letting y'all know it is happening. It is happening. Especially anytime I'm really moved by programming, by something I know is programming, TV, entertainment, the power of entertainment. They are definitely using it against us. It was something else I want to say, and I'm just talking around and around in a circle because I'm just in disbelief. What did I do with I had one little sheet of notes. I don't even know what to do with it. Oh, man. Ain't nothing by chance. I don't know. Oh, who the hell is it? Forgive me, y'all. Somebody on my phone. Hello? Oh, hell. Okay, y'all, I'm here. I'm on the. Let me read the chat. Let me call and see what this is, and I'm gonna read my chat at the same time. I'll try to multitask. Let me see. Go back up here. What the hell? What happened? You know. Okay, y'all say Prince Philip was monster, lived that long because he isn't human and fed off of an adachrome his whole life. Yes, you want me? You know I'm live. What up? Prince Philip. The Queen Elizabeth husband died on April 9th, the same day as DMX. At least that's when their deaths was reported. Is that why you call me while I'm live? Yes, he was. I said that he was 99 years old. But would he have made it to 99 had he not had the privileges that he had? Hmm? Okay. Can now you please get off my phone now while I'm live? Everybody want to say hi. All right, goodbye. That's a doggone shame. Talking about wasn't he old and say yes, he was old. People. Everybody need a 15 minutes of fame, even if it's just on the other side of the phone. You don't want to know, okay, what adrenochrome is. I'd heard a little bit about that, not too much, but some. But can look it up is evil. What it is though. You said DMX had impact on me with the track rap. I'm slipping, I'm falling right. I can't get up. When I say, I'm telling you what was so sad. Of course, his death sad. But what was sadder is I don't believe, based on what I picked up in his natal chart, that DMX quite knew how much he was loved, by his fan base. Like I really love DMX. He was cute, of course, quite handsome, but it's very talented, rugged. Everybody I knew really appreciate DMX, and it was just this turnout they showed here on YouTube somewhere, like a news clip of all the people outside of the hospital. People all over YouTube and various different forms of social media. Sending him, get well soon and all this kind of stuff, and then for him to pass away and never know, never ever know. That was so sad to me because in his birth chart, it suggests that his soul, like, it almost seemed like a lonely soul, a soul again desperate to let itself be known and to be a part of. And when I say be a part of, I'm talking about actually be able to contribute, to give back, which he did in his way. But it almost seems like he wanted to achieve more. But he wasn't, again, he wasn't a person that had. He was a person that did not have, and it kept him from being his best self, reaching his fullest potential to do what he really wanted to do. And so birth chart seems like it's saying, and I'm wondering. I pray for DMX and others, whose soul is just like negatively impacted. Oh man, that series, them, when I said souls being negatively impacted, and then those beasts, what do you call monsters, all that they can do within their power, and they have this because they have the freedom, because they seared out for themselves the freedom to sit and contemplate, ponder, and plan and plot to make sure that they maintain control over all of the world's natural resources, or anything that sustain and maintain life. I'm live. Would y'all be quiet? Excuse me. Did you bring me something from the store? Did y'all take out the garbage? Yeah. Okay, then please be quiet. I'm live. Y'all just being rude. I was looking for this. Can I get some coffee? I'm traumatized. Oh, I forgot that. I'm sorry. Yes, you did. Be careful. Mm-hmm. Don't sue me. You ain't gonna get nothing. You gonna be broke. You gonna go through suing me and still be broke at the end. And the whole thing is how these people, these monsters, these natives, those natives that I talked about, they're never wrong. That was another thing that Prince Philip birth chart says something about. Basically, how they draw the laws up to protect themselves and everybody else is the criminal. All of that stuff is intentional. Everything. I brought up the program Snowfall about the about the drugs when they infiltrated the major inner cities. Stop. Program them. I really emphasize that the black family from North Carolina moved to Compton, California, because that's highly significant. When they in the 1950s, they were like the second family. It's based on some true tale of like the first black people that moved to Compton, California, and the hell they went through. And now, mind you, I think it was called redlining, where realtors wouldn't rent to African American families or people of color. I mean, in that program, they even showed an example within the storyline of the what they call it, mortgages that they used to offer to black people with really, high interest rates, double charging for the property. And it was the legal terminology in the mortgage contracts about how they it wasn't legal to rent houses to people of color or not white or not. I mean, they covered all that in them. So anyway, this family that moves to Compton, California, why is it so significant and it really stood out to me is because, number one, that happened in the 1950s. I think in the movie it was 1953 or something. So we are in 2020. So 1953 was literally 47, maybe 67 years ago. Not too long. I'm 51. So it was 67 years ago that they didn't want to sell houses. I don't know if I said rent, sell houses to black people. Hell, they didn't want to rent to them. I mean, how arrogant. But anyway, after they did money ruled and they did start selling to black families, and the black families coming from down south to get these factory jobs. Then it was the white flight where the Caucasians just jumped up and moved into the suburbs and stuff like that. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about how after all of that, after all of the hell those natives at the time gave them, people wouldn't let them work to live their best life. I mean, wouldn't let them do it. Wouldn't let them do it. It's all a philosophy, a mindset that's crazy. And to think there's people that still exist like that today. Anyway. They couldn't stop it. The local natives of that time, or any other time, couldn't stop the rise of the African American. So what did they do? Some 27 years later, I'm talking about that movie, series them. 27 years later, after 1953, they flooded the inner city once it was all black with crack cocaine. Then we got the program Snowfall. I mean, I was born in 1970. When I say I have the generational wounds from witnessing all that bought, and also have the cultural wounds, And what I'm saying this is what is being projected. And I have to say to the audience, because what demographic of people in this United States, or the world, are picking up on the same messages that I am. I know this is not, I don't know the kind of programming that's offered in any other country. I don't know how they, administering the programming there. It's about what I'm witnessing. So how many people know about DMX? I don't know. You know, I know DMX had an impact, a hell of an impact on black culture, black community. You know, he was one of us. I don't know how far out as far as other cultures. You know, he may have had an impact. I'm sure he impacted some. So, who my whole point is, how can I say it? I'm gonna try. You two gonna be mad at me, but it's okay because they caught my little niche I found to promote more views. They found it. They stopped that. They were like, ooh. Anyway, what am I saying? It's like they promoting it to African Americans. Let me try to say that. They are the powers. Are using entertainment, the power of entertainment, it seems to me, to provoke African Americans into anger, content, and revenge. And I said it. You heard it here. Now I know people ain't gonna like that, and neither is YouTube. They gonna block the SHIT out this video. I don't care. Y'all watch yourself. And why do I say that? Look at the program. Oh, I don't want you to look at the program now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you were to watch that to see what I saw, and anybody else that saw that, what's the viewership on that one? And what demographics watched them that one? And the fear that it would spark in the natives, the others. Pun, playing on words, them. The fear. They're being irresponsible is what I'm saying. Aquarius Rant, no order, just ranting, literally. But media is being, or entertainment is being irresponsible. And I'm one that loves entertainment. And oftentimes I could take things with a grain of salt. But this program was so powerful. And then, check it out. I'm trying to say it a different way. I'm trying to say it a different way to make it make sense. That on a subconscious level, we know DMX. Whoever has any knowledge about him, just smallest, we know about him on a subconscious level. Even if a person just know a little bit, again, about Prince Philip, we know about him. And then to put out a program like that, striking fear in one demographic of society, because they didn't hold up their, art is art mimics life. It didn't hold up on the mimic. Not at all. Not at all. Can't say the person ain't talented. Again, exceptionally talented. But do we keep these kind of things quiet? Do we, I don't know, mimic life? Is there, what I'm saying, is there a boundary? Do we cut? Is there a boundary that we should overstep? Because I kind of feel like, even though I gotta say, this series, is, when I say the person is expert, amazing, but it almost seems like it overstepped the boundary. Again, it's this strong subliminal messaging. And what it dug, what it poked at inside of me is that cultural wound I got. I don't know if I'm making it make sense. And then the others, them playing pun on words, not to insult anybody, is poking at their generational wounds, or their generational, what do you call it, profile, or or status, generational status of being antagonist, extreme demonic antagonist. That's what it's provoked at. So ride this wave with me, if you will. I ain't gonna stay here much longer. I'm gonna go on to do some prayer for real, y'all, because that's what I need. The the others, the antagonist. Many times we can't see our own flaws, our own, we can't see ourselves. You know, I done made a video talking about I can't see myself, I can't see my wrongs and stuff, my sinful ways, I can't see it, I'm righteous. But, so they can't see their ways, just like me. Most of us can't see it, you know, in day-to-day life. But then for a filmmaker, or whatever you call it, to create a film and force them to see themselves, but if not themselves, their ancestors, and what they capable of, what they have done, because a lot of it's been recorded. Like, again, them was somewhat fictional, but yet it was also, I don't know what it's called, you know. I'm not an expert in this area of film production, movies, or anything, script writing or anything, but it's where a creator uses reality and cuts it with fiction as well, or fantasy or fiction like that. And so they get to see themselves outside of themselves. They get to see models or proxies of them, or people that look like them doing what they do. And if a person see, they be like, whoa, did we do that? Did we really act like that? Did my, or somebody that looked like me back in the day really did that? Because it's been documented that they have. They will be afraid. And that's what I'm saying. They're promoting the fear. And then a person like myself, you know, somebody that look like me, sees what I saw over them 10 episodes. It hurt. When I say I got tears in my eyes with some of the scenes, just the flashes of some of the scenes I saw, it hurt so bad. All of those old stories I heard coming back up in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I heard about that before. Ooh, you know, I seen that imagery. Ooh, and the anger starts to percolate. And so, again, I really think the powers are being provocative. And I keep repeating it and saying it over and over again. Because something about me, ooh, you two might be mad. I'm spooling now. Because what I do is I try to track myself. I try to reproof myself. You know, what am I talking about? I'm saying, hey, I'm a psychic, I'm a tarot reader, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a soothsayer, whatever label you stick on this kind of stuff. And so I have always sat down with myself and reproof myself. If I'm wrong, and I'll say I'm wrong, but I can't see my own flaws. 99.98% of them usually correct if I pay attention. That's how arrogant I am. But for real, I try to be very truthful and honest. And when I just think back when that movie, The Bird Box, came out, and I say, let me put my 2 cents in, and I sit down and interpret that movie, and foresaw. When I go back and watch my video of that, I foresaw what was coming in 2020 through the Bird Box movie. I know that's deep. And so many other things, but that one right there sit with me all the time. A lot of things sit with me, but that's one y'all can always access. And I was like, I'm rarely wrong. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. But what I'm talking about when I'm deciphering and decoding, you know, when I'm talking about I'm rarely wrong, I'm talking about when I'm decoding this physical world and my experience and everything that I'm exposed to. I'm rarely wrong, or I'm not too far away from what it really is what I'm trying to say. I'm not far away, and I'm not too far away from what it really is. I talked about the broomstick challenge. Did a video on that, decoded that, and it was right. And it has been, I'm just saying this is stuff that I'm pointing out to y'all can access here on my channel. This has been my whole life as far back as I can be conscious. Like, I'm going to tell y'all a story that happened when I was about 10 years old. This is how, I mean, it's been going on for as long as I can remember. Me and my best friends, well, two families, like family, come together to have a little celebration about something I remember. Little kids, me and the youngest like myself, we go out for a walk. We go to the park in the community. On the way back, the sky perfect blue, and all of a sudden, this lightning bolt, very thin strike, come through. And I was like, y'all, I gotta get home. My mama just fell. We gotta go. They was like, whatever. I was like, well, I'm leaving. I go, and sure enough, my mom had slipped down the stairs and like dislocated her hip. When that lightning bolt hit, I already knew what happened. When my mama died, I don't know. I think I told y'all the story. I ain't gonna go into details because that's not what it's about. But I told y'all the phone ring out of nowhere. It was my dad calling me at somewhere he could never knew where I was, and he was shocked it was me. I was shocked it was him. He said, I think you need to call your brother. What it was, my mama had passed, but Spirit already told me. So my whole point is, it's like something that's always informing me. Maybe because I'm willing to pay attention and listen to that which ain't seen. But I'm telling y'all here, just like I was saying a couple of months ago about, hey, y'all, they about to make a move on some drugs. It ain't quite fully crystallized, but we know they moving to decriminalize drugs now. And so much more. It go in detail. I want to do a video about that and go into extreme detail. Oh, come on now. Anyway. Oh, holy crap and crystal balls. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go because I done ran. This has really been a rant. I was going to say something that threw me off, but I'm just saying, y'all, you ain't got to believe. Oh, hell. I got to holler, y'all. Excuse me, Pearl. Somebody go get the door. Like, what the hell? I ain't going to cuss. I'm not going to cuss. I ain't going to cuss. I'm going to stay calm. Y'all ain't got to believe me. I just trying to offer you some evidence to show you that what I do talk about, I'm trying to be honest as I possibly can, and to share my interpretation, offering proof to the accuracy of my shares. Yes. I'm gonna kick you in your butt.
I'll just bring you a little meal. Dang, that's all.
I didn't want your little meal.
I just cooked now. Dang, you
put it right there and get out of my life.
You just check it out.
If I get violent,
go on, check it out. Go on.
You know what's going to happen.
Go on, check it out.
But you already know me, right?
I know.
Please don't.
Oh, come on. I just literally got done.
I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm lying. Oh, please don't. Thank you. I appreciate it. And why would you come over here this late to bring me some food?
Because I can
use a cup of coffee if you want to do something nice.
Yeah, I'll make a cup of coffee.
Okay, we'll put that over there when I get home.
It's surf and turf. You got shrimp, got steak.
That's wonderful. I just ate, but I told you that. One more time. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. You just must have been bored. Come over here messing with me. First you call me on the phone when I'm live. Then you come over here to get in my life.
So what?
I would like a cup of coffee, like sure. Bye.
Which one is this? Where?
Oh yeah, put that in the refrigerator. Yep. Yep. Put it in the refrigerator. Thank you. Watch that. Push that back before you fall. Because you're going to make me angry. And I'm going to be like David Banner.
Yeah, I can't hear what I heard. Okay, but yeah.
Oh, make me a cup of coffee, like sugar. I almost cussed. It almost made me act the fool up in here. Up in here. I apologize, y'all. This is just my family. He won't, I don't know. Stop kicking my doors. Before I come out there and kick your... I think, what's his name? Bruce Banner, ain't it? What's the Hawk name? Bruce Banner? They gonna see me act like the Hawk. So anyway, let me finish. Anyway, I'm saying, y'all, hey, at least consider what I share here. Protect your portals. I think they're are subliminally imposing or provoke, like I don't even know the words. I see it so many words. But they're trying to edge us on. I do believe. Edge us on. If I see one more program, anything like in this line of thought. Excuse me. Hold on. Because I'm about to become David Man up in this bitch. Excuse me. Excuse me. Didn't I tell you motherfuckers I was lying? Now, do I got to act ugly? Hey, shut your mouth. Jay, please. Shut my mouth. You hear me? What? Nigga, she don't. She know what the fuck she want. I apologize, y'all. It just got ghetto. What happened? Oh, it just got ghetto up in here. Am I still live or stopped? Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. It just got a little ghetto up in here, and I had to almost get ignorant. So hopefully it don't flare. I'm trying to stay calm. I told y'all this is the month for relationship issues, or in short, domestic issues. And when the devil just tried to walk up in here, and I don't feel like it today. So I don't want to act a fool up in here. So if I go off abruptly, y'all know it got real ghetto up in here, and I'll have to turn up and become the Hulk. And I just want to stay in, ladylike. That's what I would prefer to do. But devil don't always want me to do that. You say, I call forth a Christ and a Christos into my body to raise my vibration to the highest possibility. I accept. I agree. Can we all just raise our vibration and keep ourselves uplifted and full, of hope, goodwill, cheer, keep trying, try to be happy? Because I don't understand. Well, another thing that bothers me, again, I know what I'm picking up. I'm perceiving it. I'm seeing it. Is really blatant when you stop and pay attention. It's very blatant, the message. I call subliminal. It's blatant, actually, if you pay attention. So what's the intention? What is the intention? What is the intention? If heck breaks out, what's the intention? Now they already got us quarantined due to the vid until you do the vax. Maybe that ain't enough for what they want. Maybe that's just the beginning. What is the intention? Because I know what, again, I'm perceiving, because it's blatant, because I'm looking at it, paying attention. So what's the actual intent then? Intent is to what? The next level is, and they're showing us all, and I've talked about it, and other people have talked about it, is that they have advanced AI so that they can easily implement AI law enforcement, synthetic law enforcement that doesn't suffer any wounds or anything. It doesn't break commands. What would be the intent? What is the intent? I always stop and drop the mic because the only other thing that seems to exist, I always talk about, is off-world, and possible extraterrestrial influence upon this world, and the interest. And people often talk about, and I have done some research that concurs, that they want to feed on evil. Is that why people can't, why we can't be happy in this world and joyous and work together and see each other as equals? Like, just impossible. Mother freaking boat almost didn't make it. Just impossible. How's that the case? How is that just totally impossible? When I was watching that series, Them, when I say I can't fathom the type of hatred these people projected upon the African American family, I can't even fathom. I don't even want nobody to hate me to that point that I have to retaliate. I I have to embody the same energy and state as themselves in order to defend myself, to become that. And the crazy part is I've experienced very little racism in my life. I have experienced some, hi, but not a lot. And it's due to the time period I've been born into. I've heard some about it from my mom and older people from the older generation. But I did experience it. So it's hard for me to comprehend somebody feeling so superior or supreme or, having a sense of entitlement to the point of hatred and red rum. Like, what the fuck? And I meant that is that. You know what I'm saying? I really cannot comprehend. But, and what scares me is I can comprehend matching that frequency if necessary. But I don't want to. That ain't me. How can a person be there and generationally be in that state, in that space? That's saying something to me about who is ruling this world for real. Who is ruling this world? What the fudge is going on here? What the fudge is going on here? I probably sound a little nutty and crazy here doing this Aquarius Rant, but it's okay. I probably am. I know what I've been perceiving from entertainment. And entertainment is a powerful force to manipulate your mind and your psyche and to provoke you to be emotional and to have emotional responses. And now a lot of people don't even think. They don't think about consequences or tomorrow or nobody else. They're thinking about their own self, their own survival. They don't care about nobody else. So why? Maybe y'all can type below after or send me an email and let me know, how is it that the primary frequency in this earth is hatred, evil, disdain, and contentment? And you got to go find and create a little happiness that's temporary. Make that make sense. Are we really, I'm going to question anyway I have, are we really getting to know our enemy? And I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about something that we can't see. It's something that we can't touch, even if that is our primary frequency on this earth. Something we ain't aware of, some enemy we ain't aware of. Because ain't no way nobody can hold that energy in space for a lifetime. Ain't no way. Anyway, y'all, I done talked, I done vented, and I done ranted. I thank you for letting me rant, and I hope I didn't bring your spirits down. A matter of fact, who was that? Is that K3? Yeah. You say you call, I'm going to read it out. And I'm going to read y'all chat later on after I done prayed and calmed down because I'm really, really upset. Hopefully y'all understood what I was talking about. But I'm going to read your comment one more time, K3, in order to hopefully raise the vibration after watching me in this negative space. He says, or he or she, I'm not sure if you're he or she. I think you're she. I call forth Christ or the Christos into my body to raise my vibration. And if y'all accept it, raise your vibration. The crystal light is warm, it's loving. We can make that happen if we want to. Until next time, y'all. Bye. I'm going to get up off of here because I'm just going to keep talking around and around and around in a circle.